In the past, in some of our videos, I've talked extensively about hiring, constituting your first team as a growing entrepreneur, and when to expand that team, some of the things you should look out for. And, we've talked so extensively about it. One of the difference between entrepreneurs that are able to successfully scale their business and those who fail to is human resource management. The difference comes in two fronts: identifying the right talent and finding that right talent, and hiring the right talent at the right time, because this is where a lot of people miss the point. So in this video today, I want us to talk about when not to hire, because there are different times and different things that will happen at the course of running your business that it will look as though this is the time to hire, this is the time to get new staff, but it is not, because doing so will be a mistake that may draw back the business. This is important because human resource management is at the center of the growth of every business. So let's get right into it. What are some of the indications that may show that you should hire, but it's not really the right time to hire? Number one is seasonal workflows. If you run a business, there will be that season where sales are, flowing in. If it is a school, at the beginning of the academic year, there will be a lot of people coming up for admissions and all that. If you are running a conventional business that deals in product and services, there will be that time where there is high demand for your product. Maybe an occasion is holding closeness to you. Maybe it's a season for something. Maybe it's this festival season, it's something. So as those particular types of time, you are going to realize that there is going to be a bump in your sale and in the demand for your services or product. In the midst of that ensuing chaos, if you are not careful, you will be lured into going to hire a permanent staff, whereas that is not what you need. So you need to watch out for this. Then number two is seasonal projects. There are projects that you may take up, maybe supplying a particular client, or maybe running some kind of campaign that is seasonal. It's something that is not going to continue for a long time. It's just like a contract that you are given, and once you execute the contract, that is it. So at that stage and at that period, your business definitely is a continuum, but you're not going to say because you are having seasonal need for a particular expertise that you're going to hire that expertise to become a permanent staff. Because when that project is over, where are you going to get the resources to pay the person? When you have seasonal project, it is not a time for you to hire. Number one, when you have seasonal increase in sales, and then number two, when you have seasonal projects. Number three is temporary staff absence. At the course of running your business, you have staff. Those staff are not stone. They are not robots. They are not going to be available 24/7, 360. Sometimes, some of them may fall ill. Some of them may go on leave. Some of them may, for whatever reason, they are not able to make it to work. That is not enough for you to go and increase your manpower. You can find a temporary solution, like a freelance or just a part-time to cover the person while the person is on leave, whether it's sick leave or it's maternity leave or whatever it is that is keeping the person away. Don't, because of that, and go and hire another staff. And those things will surely happen. The best way to resolve them is to make sure that you get someone on part-time. The fourth thing I will mention is poor time management. When you realize that there is a need for you to hire a new staff, before you proceed to do so, you need to take an evaluation of your current manpower and operational efficiency to see if it is actually a problem of time management. Because sometimes when there is a loophole that you want to cover with a new hire, what is really happening is that your staff are not managing their time efficiently. And because they are not managing their time efficiently, they are creating a loophole that you think you should fill with a new staff. So take a break and just sit back and just reevaluate. Maybe there is somebody that is not doing so much that you can add that new assignment to the person's portfolio. Job descriptions, as much as the organization is something that is supposed to be alive and breathing. As you bring in new talent and new experts into the business, you need to, from time to time, evaluate their efficiency and reshape, restructure their workload to be sure, to make sure that what they are making maximum use of their time. As an entrepreneur, you cannot afford to create a system where your staff are not making the most of the hours that they spend at work. So before you hire a new role, check to see if the real problem is time and proper staff management. The next is revenue shortfall. When you don't have enough revenue to support the new staff, even though you have a need for a new staff, a genuine need for a new staff, you have to trade with caution. This is very, very important. You see, your business will rise and fall on its revenue strength. And staff management will consume a very, very substantial part of your revenue. You have to always be very, very careful when you have to make a decision to bring in somebody, and be sure that the revenue is enough to accommodate that new staff. If you know that the business is not generating enough revenue to accommodate the staff, then don't. Number 6, and the last point I will mention, is hiring out of pressure. Don't hire because your staff are complaining. I have been in that situation before, where your staff are complaining, sir, we need somebody who is good in this, we need somebody who is good in this. As the employer, as the entrepreneur, you are supposed to be seeing a picture that they are not seeing. All of the points that I've raised in this video are things that you are supposed to have your eyes on before you decide on hiring. Don't go and hire someone because your staff are complaining. Don't also go and hire somebody because you see somebody that needs a job. Maybe you see a friend or you see a family member that needs a job, and then you say, okay, let me just create a position for this person. Don't do that. Your business does not survive by sympathy, so don't do that. The next is another kind of pressure, is competitors' pressure. Once your competitors are hiring, don't. If you have taken your pause and you discover that your business cannot accommodate that role or that position. In conclusion, not every need, not every demand requires a new hire. Sometimes all you need is just to rejig your system, reframe the job description for your employees, and everything will be fine. Always be cautious of bringing in new talent into the system, because new talent comes with a lot of financial burden and financial responsibilities. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please drop your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.